let's not shoot the crap. You could be with your partner for 15 years and have a kid by them, and they still not show up the way that you anticipated them to. All right, it is time for some self-care, some self-love, and some self-indulgence. We are about to do a mini facial. So let's go ahead, sit back, relax, get all your accessories ready, and I'm gonna go ahead and wash my face, and then you, if you like to, you can follow along. But we're gonna be talking about what happens after the baby come home, part 2. I'm not married anymore, so I can go ahead and give the explicit details. I'm gonna go ahead and get in the shower, steam my face up a little bit, and get to scrubbing this makeup off after I get out the tub. So the first thing is I'm going to steam my face a bit with the hot water from the shower. Let's go. All right, you guys, just to give you a quick glimpse of what I'm using. Now, I might not use all of this, but I will use most of it for our mini facial. Oh yeah. And you guys, I put together a little cute little setup. I burned a candle. This candle I got from Trader Joe's. It's called the Salted Caramel Plus Pistachio candle, okay? It's scented, it smells so good. And the drink of choice tonight is the Mountain Valley Spring Water with some orange garnishes. All right, let's get to our mini facial. All right, here we are. We are protecting our hair, which I don't really care to protect my hair, but I'm going to do it today. I mean, for the most part anyway. It's not like it's straightened. My hair is like almost never straightened. So, yes, okay. The first thing I'm gonna do is take this makeup off my face with some coconut oil. That's right. Taking this off of here, I'm gonna put enough coconut oil in my hands to get this off. I'm just gonna rub it in. This is typically what I do every time I have makeup on. So let me go ahead and do that. Rub it all in, everywhere. I don't know what that was about. And you can see how all the colors kind of blend together once the coconut oil is into the skin. I put on some freaking mascara today. Oh, what is wrong with me? And and so I have freaking makeup caked in my eye, which is why I'm going all in. Once I rinse this off, we're gonna get straight into the topic, and we're gonna be talking about how I navigated bringing home a new baby with a lack of a support system, breastfeeding on demand, postpartum, stress, pain, all of that. I don't feel like I give you the explicit details of what actually happened when the baby came home. And if you can relate, please. But okay. Let me take this off. Look at this. Let me take this off my face. All right, so I forgot. What I usually do to take this off my face, I don't wash it off. I take a wipe. This time I'm using the oil-free cleansing wipes by Neutrogena because I found these on sale. I know they're gonna look all yucky and stuff, but I found these and I use them. I found them on sale at Walmart. I just happened to be at Walmart, and I found them for like $3, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna pass these up. I'm gonna use these to take off makeup. I love wipes for taking makeup off. I love wipes. Oh my goodness. Wipes is my go-to. Wipes and coconut oil. And although it says acne, what it says, for acne prone skin, I'm not really acne prone. I struggled with acne when I drank milk. And as you can see, that left a lot of scars from my childhood actually. So from like 16, 15, all the way up until my 28, 29, I was drinking milk. I was actively drinking milk. Not drinking milk, but adding it into my food, you know, having dairy products. I wasn't a big fan of milk, but dairy products are in just about everything that's not vegan. So having those ingredients or those milky ingredients, dairy ingredients inside of my food was the killer too. It was acne all day, every day. And sometimes I would get big boulders on my face. Like, ugh, I wish I had a picture. If I find a picture, I'm gonna put it in here. I used to have big boulders on my face. My face would just be so red and so tired of me trying to fix it, trying to resolve the problem. The problem was the whole time, the problem was the pus and the crap that is up in that doggone milk. So once I went vegan back in 2016, I didn't have to worry about that anymore. I completely stopped getting acne. I get like a pimple here and there when it's around that special time. But other than that, I don't get pimples. I'm just left with the scars. Aren't we all left with the scars? Huh? But I have healed from my scars. My scars have healed, but they are a reminder of like, don't do it again. So we will be doing that. We cannot be doing that. All right, now that I have all the makeup off my face, let me go ahead and wash my face. Today I'm going to be trying something new. This is a little mini unboxing for this one. I am trying the Pore Face Match Perfect Match by Solo Vegan. It's their milky cleanser for all skin types. I happen to find this inside of Marshall's. I don't know if we can get that. No. Okay, no. I found it inside of Marshall's. It is vegan. I do prefer to use vegan products on my skin when I can find them, when they're good. I can't use cheap vegan. I don't like using cheap stuff on my face, but I do like trying stuff. Trying stuff supersedes the price point. So I saw this. It was vegan. It has some really great ingredients in it. Most of the ingredients I could read. So I'm going to be trying this out right now. Let's see if it lathers up and do what it's supposed to do. All right. Any day now, I'm gonna pop. What the world? Don't y'all hate me? Okay. So it is very milky. It's giving moisturizing. It's giving soft. It's giving morning face. It's giving morning moisturizing, non-stripping cleanser. That's what it's giving. So I'm going to rinse that off and let's get to the good parts. Okay, now that I've stripped my face of all the makeup, cleaned it off, it's time to get my sip on. Okay. So let me go ahead and crack this bad boy open. I think this is my second time tasting the Mountain Valley spring water. I'm typically a blue kind of girl. Distilled, triple, imported. That's more my thing when it comes to water. Water. Cheers. Oh, this is... Cheers. Okay, let's try this again. What the world? Cheers. Okay, no, that ain't a real clink. Okay. So this is one of my favorite parts. I like to tone, but I think I'm not gonna tone right now because I'm gonna use a scrub. I'm gonna use a clay and I'm gonna use a scrub. I have water, and after I've wet my shirt, I cannot stand wetting my clothes after. That's why I typically do most of this in the shower, but you know, we gotta have a conversation. So look, this is where we're using the Freeman's Anti-Stress Dead Sea Minerals Clay Mask right now. That's what we're gonna use. We're gonna let this dry up. I put this on next because I do a second cleansing on my face when I do this. And I go back in and rinse with cold water. So the first time was with warm water I rinse, and then this time it's gonna be with cold water. And then we'll do the scrub immediately afterwards. And then we'll do the regular stuff that we are used to doing. And I'm just patting this in because I really don't feel like rubbing it in. I feel like rubbing it just makes too much mess, so I'm not gonna do that tonight. All right, so I left the freaking hospital with my baby. If you guys hear something comes on like damn, that's my air conditioning. Not everybody's air conditioner is silent, okay? Some air conditioners pop on like they part of the family, like they own the building, like they own the house. Mine is maybe you know, we just gonna rock with it. So hopefully you can hear me. There might be a little echo because I'm in the restroom, but other than that, let me not put that on my too close to my eye up here. I don't want that up here because it will dry out. I leave the hospital and my baby is in her new car seat. The baby is so small, okay? She barely fit in her car seat. So I'm like, let's hurry up and get home. This don't feel safe to me, okay? She was strapped, but maybe my mom, the momness was like, it's full throttle. It's in there now because I had the baby. So it's popping off, right? So mom was in there like swimwear. And so we're driving up, and the hospital was only like maybe 7 minutes away from the house. We had left at like 6 in the morning. 7 in the morning. I remember it was gloomy, sunny in San Diego at that time. And so we get home, we finally get home, and we get unpacked, and my ex stayed home for a week to help me take care of, I don't remember what he helped me take care of actually. I know that he was there, he was available to pick up the baby, you know, but there wasn't really much that he had done in regards to helping take care of me. And I think it's because he didn't know how to show up. You're gonna hear that a lot when I talk about him, but I don't think that and I'm not gonna go into detail about him because I don't like talking about other people. I like to point the finger this way. Okay, please excuse the water. This watermark on my shirt is doing too much. Okay, we're gonna try to, is that better? I feel much better. I feel okay. See, we gotta get a robe. We gotta get a robe. We're gonna get a robe. We're gonna get a robe. Okay, we're gonna get a robe. We come home and the face is already drying, by the way, as you can see. Okay, we come home. I got the slit in my vagina. I had 2 tears, 2 minimal tears. I had, the breast milk was coming in. It was coming in quite strong. I'm gonna have a video on breastfeeding. Also gonna have a video on postpartum depression. Baby comes home. The breast milk is literally pouring out of my breast. Literally. I mean, if I can insert a clip of milk just flowing down, that's what I'm gonna do. Literally pouring out of my breast, leaking all the way down to my freaking knees, the freaking floor, my freaking feet, my beautiful feet. My little sausage toes getting wet by baby breast milk, right? So, and I'm in pain. Not only am I breastfeeding the baby, getting milked up, in pain, my vagina's in pain, my vagina is bleeding, I have to still poop, I have to still pee. All of that hurt. It freaking hurt. It freaking hurt. It stung every single time. And it was terrible. And so, you know, I had to deal with that. My boobs were so flipping swollen. They were like rocks. I was Googling how to minimize the swelling from the breast milk because it was just engorged with breast milk. Your breast will become engorged. And it wasn't like I wasn't feeding my daughter. She had more than enough breast milk. I was very blessed in that regard, where I had a lot of breast milk to offer up. Okay? I could have had 2 babies. Like, what's good? And, you know, but that, I don't even, did y'all see that? Okay. I could have had 2 babies easily because the amount of breast milk that was flowing was given twins. It was given twins. Maybe even triplets. Maybe even quadruplets, okay? My baby was only 6 pounds, 5 ounces. So she really didn't need all that milk. She really didn't. But I didn't know any better at the time. I didn't know that I could have just simply pumped and stored that milk. But let me tell you, pumping was not as efficient as breastfeeding. So anybody who's telling you to pump, you should pump. Just do what's best for you, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. If pump is your thing, it really helps you. When I pump, I literally, and we're gonna have a whole, I'm gonna go over that. I literally had to pump and squeeze my breast at the same time because it would be milk locked up in the crevices over here. And this little tissue had milk. I had to get the milk out. And so I was swollen, engorged, in pain, scared. I was scared because I felt like the baby was gonna get hurt. I remember one time I was holding the baby and her neck went back like that and she started crying like crazy and I was like, oh my God. I just started bawling. I just started bawling, crying. So I was dealing with the fear of her being hurt, of listening to her little sounds and not knowing if what I was doing was right or what I was doing was wrong. You know, checking for aches and pains that she might have, and still trying to, and make sure I'm feeding her well, making sure she's latching well, and still having to, you know, feel the stinging in my vagina from the tears, feel the pain that I felt when I had to go poop, wipe myself with cool towels, and take a shower. Freaking take a shower. I hated taking a shower. It hurt so much taking a flipping shower, and hurry up to get out. I mean, there's literally blood coming out of my vagina as I'm in the shower. And I remember one time there was a glop of blood just one time there was a tissue, like a little, like there's a tissue probably about this big of blood that just came out, and I'm like, that gotta be normal. I just didn't say anything to anybody. I didn't say anything. I was like, that gotta be normal. After all the things that I've seen and experienced in this past freaking 2 weeks, that has to be normal. So then we incorporate all the things that I just mentioned, right? With not being able to get any sleep. My daughter slept every hour and a half. She would sleep just roughly just about, and then she was back at it. She was hungry and I was constantly, and I was breastfeeding on demand, constantly breastfeeding, constantly changing diapers. The first week, it was really rough because I had the pain. The second week, it kind of just got worse. Dad is going to work now. That's all he had off was a week. I'm home with the baby alone. I'm still having the pains, still rushing to take a shower that hurt, still not getting sleep, still not getting rest, trying to find my new normal. And there wasn't a thing. It wasn't a new normal. Every week was a different It was a new thing. Every week was a new thing. Every week was a new phase. It required constant growing. It required constant maturing. It required constant change. And when I say it, I'm talking about being a new mother and being available and ready to do what's necessary for my daughter required me to be in a constant state of transforming. That's what it felt like. Okay, this is okay. You know, it's a constant. Things are constantly changing. Things are constantly being added on, and so we went from, you know, the breast hurting to the boobs hurting to the nipples bleeding to the weird baby noises in the middle of the night like something was hurting her, to just not getting no sleep, just waking up at 4 saying F it, I'm not, you know, barely trying to eat, trying to brush teeth, trying to have the baby next, listening to the baby cry, trying not to have the baby cry. And coming home that first 2 weeks was maybe the toughest because I was alone. I felt very alone. I felt like I had to do it all. Like, no, I feel that way now, but then having a new child and having to do everything, I mean, my partner didn't even get up. He barely got up and changed diapers. Barely. The baby would cry. He would not get up and pick her up in the middle of the night. And the dynamics of our relationship changed even more so, because the time where I needed him to show up the most is the time that he regressed and went back into his normal habits. So as I continue to progress, change, shift, transform, he stayed doing whatever it is that he was already doing, going to work and coming home. Sometimes he cooked. Sometimes he changed the diaper. I don't remember him bathing the baby. If I pumped, he never volunteered to do anything. Ever. Never volunteered to do anything. He never took initiative when it came to our daughter, even to this day. And now I have learned to handle that, right? But the first 2 weeks was, what the flip, man? It was like, it was so rough that I had to, it was inevitable. I just ended up with postpartum depression. Now let's go ahead and rinse this off my face because I know it's tired. Look at it, it's all dry. That's how you know that it's ready to be taken off. It's dry. It's looking good. And now I'm gonna scrub it immediately. So what I'm gonna scrub with is the St. Ives or St. Ives, I don't know what you guys call it, blemish control scrub. Again, blemishes is not, I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the fact that it's vegan, and I found it at Marshall's for $3.99, or my baby found it at Marshall's for $3.99, and it has ceramide in it. I don't know to the extent of what ceramide does, but I know that I like it because in the Pacifica facial wash, the ceramide one, the purple bottle, is my fave. About $12, still cheap, but I love it. I love the Pacifica brand. I don't think I have anything Pacifica here today, but because I'll be using it all. I'll be using it. Anyway, so I'm gonna use this right afterwards. I'm just gonna scrub it on my face. I'm gonna put like a generous amount, maybe like 2/4. I mean, I'm really gonna use a lot, and I'm just gonna scrub the crap out of my face, but gentle, of course. And I'll see you in just a second. Let's go ahead and get that scrubbed off. Now that we have our face all nice and clean, all nice and stripped, as you can see, I'm still wet. But I think it's pretty cute actually, weirdly enough. I'm gonna have another sip and then we're gonna scrub our lips and shave this face or blade this face. Not too crazy, nothing too crazy, but I'm gonna be using this little cute little razor, this clean up brow razor, and then we're gonna be using some brightening serum because I don't have any aloe. I would prefer to use aloe when I'm doing that, but I'm gonna use the brightening serum instead because it's very slippery, which I like. And we're going to use some coconut oil and some lip scrub. This one I have from Mary Kay. It's the satin one. Mary Kay Satin Lips Shea Sugar Scrub Exfoliant. So I got this from my homegirl, Zanetta. Hey Zanetta boo. She's another mommy doing her thing. She is selling the Mary Kay line, so I'm definitely gonna tag this at the bottom. But I'm also gonna give you her link just in case you're interested in getting some Mary Kay products. Woo! How many times have we seen that happen in a video? So we're gonna start with the lips first. Let's get that done. So we left off at the fact that I had to struggle with postpartum depression, which I'm going to make a full video about and give you guys some tips for the moms who are still struggling with postpartum depression because they just had kids, or maybe they had kids 2 years ago and they're still struggling with it, or 3 years ago. I'm definitely going to give some tips about that. But I was stuck with postpartum depression, and what I did, at this point, I'm just gonna use a towel. This has a flavor to it. If you like a flavor, that okay. Okay. That had a flavor to it. That was my first time trying it. It had an orange, like citrusy taste to it. I prefer no taste when I'm scrubbing my lips. That's just a me thing. You might like that. Okay. It tastes kind of sweet. Maybe I put too much on. Could have put too much on. But nonetheless, my lips are nice and scrubbed. And we're getting ready to do some of the funner parts. We're going to be, let me put this to the side. Oh, okay. I'm just dropping stuff. We're going to be blading this face real quick with my Pura Vida face serum. And we're gonna start with a clean blade. So I'm gonna take some alcohol, just make sure that that blade is clean. So yeah, I had to struggle with the postpartum joint. And no matter how much I tried to explain to my partner what I was going through, y'all called it. You called it. You didn't even have to hear me say anything. I'm gonna go with like 3 pumps and rub it on my face on each side. This stuff has been lasting forever. I'm not even going way up. I'm not even going way up there. I'm just gonna get my look, okay? Cause this girl chin, this girl mustache, it's not, no. So no matter how much I tried to explain things to him, he just didn't freaking get it. And then that became a big issue in our relationship. It became such a sore in our relationship, the fact that I was dealing with something and my spouse didn't know how to respond. And so he didn't know. Goodness gracious. He didn't know how to navigate any of that. The problem that I had with that was the fact that And he didn't even try. It was more so like, oh well, you figure it out. Oh, you gotta stay home and take care of the baby? Oh, you'll figure it out. Oh, you gotta cook? You gotta be a wife too? Oh, you'll figure it out. It was never a, let me see how I can help. It was never one. It was never that. We were never a team in that regard, right? It felt like we were a team before we had the baby. We would, you know, make our plans and make our goals known and try to help each other out. But when it came to being a father, no. And that really hurt, because I wanted nothing more than for my daughter's father to just take initiative. His idea of taking initiative to this day is, well, let the baby come stay with me. No, you didn't even take care of the baby now. You pay child support, but you don't take care of the baby. So, yeah, that was tough. That was really tough for me. It was tough knowing that I had to endure. I'm just taking this cold water towel and just cleaning this up. It was tough knowing that, oh, I'm about to fall off the chair, Lord. Knowing that I had to endure that, and I couldn't talk to anybody about it really. Nobody understood. Like, nobody understood. Everybody was kind of low-key. I felt like they were mad at me or judging me because I got married quickly. I got married 6 weeks after meeting my daughter's father. And I got married with good intention. You know, I really liked him, and I just saw a future with him, really. And he seemed promising, you know. And yes, there's some more backstory to that, which I will tell some other time. He seemed promising, and so I married him. This is my favorite part. So now we're gonna go into regular nighttime routine stuff, which is the 24-hour hydration, which is the toning. So now I'm about to tone, and I'm just gonna do what I normally do, and I'll show you which products I use. Right now, I'm gonna use this bad boy. And I'll spray it a little bit on the towel. I like to use the towel because it picks up any leftover dirt or oil residue that may get inside of my pores and cause my pores to become inflamed or swollen. And you'll know what I'm talking about because you'll rub against your skin and you'll feel like a little lift. That usually will come from some sort of bacteria or something. So I don't want any of that. So I'm just gonna spray and scrub. So yes, we got married pretty fast, but our relationship wasn't bad per se initially. I always felt like we had potential. Okay, I know I'm getting, ooh, goodness gracious, this is a great conversation to have. We had great potential. We did. And my partner at the time, the ex, he said, you know, he said that he wanted a family. He said that he was going to be involved. He said a lot of things, and a lot of things he showed, which is why I was with him. But when it came down to our daughter, that was the part that really took me out. It really took me out. It really took me to the point where I was like, okay, yeah, this is bothersome to me. You know, not only am I dealing with, you know, these issues, these growing pains of being a mother, and the wife part I can navigate. You know, I can learn to do things differently and stuff like that, right? But when it comes to like me being in pain, me going through postpartum depression, taking care of the baby by myself, I was like, oh no, that's no. And unfortunately, those things that I went through are only things that I was gonna go through
if we were together. You know, even if I had known him 10 years, he definitely was going to, I wasn't going to find out what's going to happen. And ladies, some of you ladies know what I'm talking about. Now, let's not shoot the stuff, okay? I'm not about to cuss. Please forgive me, Lord. Let's not shoot the crap. You could be with your partner for 15 years and have a kid by them, and they still not show up the way that you anticipated them to. Let's keep it a stack. You can know their favorite color, what kind of farts smell like, how trash their family is, or how awesome their family is. You can know who did what to him in the 10th grade and when and where, and his dirtiest secret and his most disappointing moments. You can know all those things, but you won't know what type of father he's going to be until you have his child. And you definitely don't know what type of father he's going to be part 2 when y'all split up. You won't. You just won't. You could be like, oh yeah, I just know he's going to be there. I just know he's going to show up. I just know yo behind. Don't know nothing until that baby comes. You don't know nothing. Now I'm doing the tea tree oil with the Pure Vita face serum. I'm actually going to put this on my face this time. So I'm rubbing it in my hand. I'm just going to put it into my skin now that we've toned it. I love this serum. It's so good. Love it. And I love tea tree oil because it gets in there, gets in the skin and clears out the impurities. That feels so delightful. So you don't know what type of father he's gonna be. You know, and that was my biggest hiccup. I remember saying things like, when we get divorced, because we were gonna get divorced. We were gonna get divorced because I just was alone. I was so alone taking care of our daughter. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that, actually. I didn't like it a lot because my father was not there for me. My father's passed away now, but he passed away actually when I met my daughter's dad. If y'all see this, that's because I burnt my freaking hand. I'm trying to do some wand curls. Your girl don't even be straightening her hair, let alone put some wand curls up in it. So I might, you know, do a little some ring to tink to shinga tink here and there, but not on a regular basis. And I'm just putting some stuff back because I don't like messes in my bathroom. The bathroom is my sanctuary. So a little bit, not a lot of it, okay? Because the Lord is my sanctuary. I just want to put a little more serum on. I'm just gonna, because I love this serum, so I'm just gonna put more on. And yeah, so you don't know what type of spouse you're going to, not spouse, but you don't know what type of father you're gonna have until you give birth. You don't know how they're gonna show up for you. You don't know none of that. I have friends who, I'm not even gonna mention my friends. Just know that everything ain't always what it seems. Somebody can say they're gonna do something, and we all know this, we all have been through this. Somebody could say they're gonna show up and they're gonna do something, but they just don't do it. When the time comes, when it's time to perform, when it's time to show up, it is not all the time that you're gonna get somebody who's gonna show up and be ready for those constant shifts and changes with you. Not once did my ex ask me how he could better show up. I offered many things, okay? We're gonna go into some more details about that later. I offered many options. I referenced many things. I'm a woman who likes to get problems resolved. I really love for us to get past certain things. I'm a very, we have to move past this. What can we do type of person. And so I was willing to do whatever it took, but he wasn't. So, and I know, unfortunately, I know some people who are in that situation right now who've known their partners longer than I have. And I say that because some people say, well, you know, you didn't know him long enough. No, you don't. You don't have to know somebody long enough to know what they're gonna do. You only will find out what they will do when it's time for it to be done. As far as being a partner goes, there was some hit and misses, right? There's some things I really loved about my ex, but a deal breaker for me was how he showed up for our daughter. I didn't know that was a deal breaker for myself until I gave birth to her. And I didn't know how he was going to react until she came out. While I was pregnant, he loved every part of it. I had the world at my feet. And then the baby is here and it's like, oh, you know, your breasts are swollen, good. And I'm not really saying this to point the finger. You know, I think that we all have challenges where we're just not ready. And I don't think that, you know, he was ready. I know there were some aspects where I wasn't ready, but I had to show up because I was ready to be a mother to my daughter. I had to show up. And I was willing to do what was necessary, and I was going to. Now, I'm gonna keep staring at this. I really wanna try this dry skin corrector that I just found at Marshall's today. This is a new product that I'm trying. I'm trying, what, 3 different products or 4 different new products today. I don't mind it, okay? And so I'm gonna open this up. I'm just gonna use a little bit because I don't know what it's gonna do. And then I'm gonna put a mask on. I'm gonna put 2 masks on actually, and then we'll talk some more. So I'm just gonna use a little more. Yeah, I'll take some of that off. Yep, about that. And so you don't really know what your partner's gonna do. I know some of you have to, come on ladies, for real. You don't know what the flip your partner's gonna do until you give birth. Some people have gone through it. Some people have gone through it. They're like, I never would have thought he would have did that. You hear it all the time. I never would have thought that he would have did that. We hear it way too much. We hear it way too much. And so, I never would have thought. But I'm saying that to say is what made the journey so hard initially was the fact that I felt like we was gonna do it together. And I just ended up doing it alone. And I've been doing it alone for a very long time. I'm gonna be putting on this mask by Yes to Carrots. I think it was Yes to Carrots. Yes to Tomatoes. Okay. Yes to Tomatoes, excuse me. Their detoxifying charcoal paper mask. And I'm gonna show you guys a trick. Is this still good? Because I don't know how long I had this, honestly. Okay, it's still wet. Okay. I mean, it's still slippery. Okay. Okay, it's not as slippery as I would like it to be. But I'm gonna put it on anyway. It's still got some, it's still slippery up in here. So I'm gonna show you guys a little trick of what I do. And I'm putting this right on top of here because I'm getting all the moisture out. And I love the coolness on my face when I put these masks on. Especially when I just, okay, this mask, I don't have to do anything to. But generally, when I put these masks on, I have to cut here. Actually, I don't recommend that you guys do this, okay? It might cut you out, bump you. You might poke your eye out, so don't do that. But I'm just showing you what I do. So if I come back with an eye patch on my eye and I can't see out of one eye, that's because I did this off camera or on camera. Okay, there we go. Oh yes, oh, it feels so good. Yes, and it feels so good, period. Yes, so that was the part that made it so hard for me. And it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. You know, people are like, oh, their baby, so precious, so beautiful. And yeah, she was precious and she was beautiful, period. But mommy was going through it. And you know, when my friends tell me that they're having babies, they're getting pregnant, they're going through certain things, I feel for them, seriously. Before I was rudely interrupted by my battery dying. So I was just saying, you don't know how someone's gonna show up until it's time to perform. And I commend my ex for doing the things that he did do and that he's still doing. But to share my experience with you, that first month was really tough for me. And I didn't really come out of it until almost 2 years later. So I'm gonna take this mask off now because I'm over it. And I'm just gonna put on some Formula 1006 Keep Your Cool gel mask. But first I'm going to put on some face cream, just a little bit. So we're gonna go in with the cream first, a little bit, just a little bit. And then we're gonna do the gel mask. Yeah, so I try my best not to judge because we don't know. You know, we don't know what people are dealing with. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. You don't know what people are dealing with. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their challenges are. You don't know. We just don't know. So just be mindful. Always. My freaking phone keeps saying it's running out of storage, and yes, I'm recording. Okay, everything's on my face except moisturizing for my lips, which I'm gonna use this Wish lip balm, which I got from Costco. I gotta get out of here because my phone is not like me right now. But always remember, just be kind, be patient, be considerate, be graceful and gracious, and show some grace, hello, to another mother, because you just never know. Cheers.